How's it going? Hunter here. So we still have some time left in season 3, but no time like the present to start looking at what Eden, or basically every season after this, is going to look like. So here we have the Eden map, and the Eden map is 1600 by 1600 instead of our normal 1200 by 1200 map. And one thing you'll notice zoomed out is it has these walls and river structures that can't be crossed. So everyone will spawn out in this level, 1 to 5 area, same as normal. And if we zoom out a little bit, there's some of these walls that are just barrier walls, but then there are actual border walls, and we're going to be confined to a zone to start. And on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, we'll be able to attack structures, gates, and bridges. So here's a gate, and this has a high demolition value, so we'll need a bunch of castles in the area. Sorry, wrong gate. And it'll look something like this. And all these castles are here, ready to take this gate when it's available. And we'll place a banner, which is the red up spec that reduces stamina, so it only costs 5 stamina per hit. So everyone's not drained, and we need less players. But still, even just gates, which are the easiest thing to take in the Eden map, have quite a bit of health and need about 20 to 30 players to just demolish all of the health of the gate. And the way the gates work is there are a certain amount of loyalty based on the zone that they're in. And it's same as a poison tile. If you don't have the loyalty, you can't attack the gate. But once the first 20% of the health of a gate is destroyed, the required loyalty drops, and that's when everyone else can help in. So generally, your highest loyalty players will have all of these front spots by the gate, so that they can attack it first, drop the loyalty, and then everyone else joins in. Yeah, back here, a whole bunch of castles, all ready to hit this gate, because as soon as they hit this gate, they're going to be able to enter the inner temple area. Here's the temple. Whoever controls the temple at the end of the season wins. Rank 2, 3, 4, etc. are determined by points. And for points, you have to occupy small towns, medium towns, cities. These are scattered randomly around the map. And they also have a high amount of demo power, so this whole area would be filled with castles. And to move on the Eden map, you can't just teleport around the map. You have to build one of these teleport pads, and it takes 2 hours. And before you can build it, you need 4 of your own tiles in a square. So there's a lot of planning. It's a little bit slower paced. It's not rush, rush, rush. It's not everyone has to be online at this one time of the day for 2 hours. No, gates take, 10 to 20 minutes, depending how many players you have on. Towns and structures, a little longer. But once you're done dumping your stamina, you're done. Maybe you have to log in for someone's account who's asleep or can't be online. You dump their stamina also. But it's a little more laid back. Same thing for Tile Wars. Like, let's say MDH, which has the temple right now. If they want to defend this gate, they're not going to have a bunch of players right next to the gate, because as soon as, who is this? AOD takes the gate, they can start attacking these castles as soon as they have a tile touching them. And they'll be captured and out of commission for a little bit, and you have to pay some ROC resources to uncapture them. But even then, you need to have a pad ready, because as soon as you're uncaptured, you can be attacked again. So really, the defense would line up somewhere back here. You want at least a minute march between your castles and the gate, and so you can prepare some sort of defense. They might have a deal worked out. They might not actually be trying to get through the gate, but if they were trying to punch through to the inner zone, this is how they would be doing it, because this is a one-way gate. Once they occupy the gate, MDH can't enter this area. Only ADO can enter the inner area of the map. So very important how you set up your castles, and always have escape pads ready. I mean, if your castle is about a minute march away, you probably want to have an escape pad on this side of the map, or even outside of this zone somewhere, just so you could escape if you were being overrun. But let's look at some of the other things to bookmark. So there's also bridges to get across the waterways. What we'll generally do is, depending on how many banner accounts we have, looks like we're going to have 4 or 5, because you really need a banner to take a structure because it's so much stamina. We'll probably have a plan. So maybe at reset on a Tuesday, we'll plan on taking this bridge. And we'll have markers and a detailed plan laid out that maybe we're going to immediately take this large town. Or we need a path built to the inner zone. And maybe, we'll plan on having the path completed and take this gate by plus 12 or plus 16 or 18 or whatever. And we'll be really monitoring the situation, because you have to keep an eye on what everyone else is doing. And really the thing about Eden is it's a race to the middle. We're all starting out here, but as soon as you can, you want to get to the temple and start occupying these middle areas, controlling gates in the center of the map. Sorry, I missed the center. Let me zoom out a bit more. Inside this big oval shape right here around the temple, I believe there's 4 gates. And right here, even smaller oval right around the temple. Yeah, there's 1 gate. There's a 2nd gate, 3rd gate. So there's 4 gates entering the temple area. And you're either going to want to take control of the temple right away and hold on to it the whole season, or you're going to prepare an attack for the end of the season. It really depends on who's in our bracket with us, who we decide to be allies with. The MDH is not actually an alliance, or I forget how the abbreviation works, but it's not alliances in Eden, it's guilds. And you start out with 100 players as your cap, but as you complete some objectives and take some towns and occupy higher level tiles, that gets lifted to 200 players. And we'll be playing with people from other states. It's highly unlikely that same states are landed on the same map. It does happen, but definitely not something to plan on. So it's really something that should be exciting and different. Looking back on my seasons of Eden, I definitely enjoy them more because the time is not so demanding. And really the time's not so demanding, and it's also much more balance of power. Like right now, the migration power of state 626 is so much higher than ours, where we're giving it our best, but at the same time, we're having a hard time. But in here, it's going to be our alliance and whoever we team up with against whoever else. So a lot more opportunities for equal play and just to have fun. The other thing about Eden is it's a totally different map. So there's no alliance centers to defend. You do have buildings to upgrade, but you don't have physical buildings on the map. You would just click your ROC events, and in honor structures right here, you would just have the option to upgrade them all. And they wouldn't actually be on the map. They don't get destroyed or attacked ever. And you also have separate stamina for the Eden map that replenishes faster than the normal map. So when you're on the normal map of 620, you'll have 1 set of stamina. And on the Eden map, you'll have a separate set of stamina. So you can do all stamina for KE, Giants, Gather, whatever you want. Come to the Eden map, have fresh stamina to work with, taking tiles and doing whatever things we're planning on for the day. Road building, maintaining an area, taking gates, taking towns, whatever's on the agenda. You'll have your own separate stamina for that. So we'll start posting a lot more information. We have a few more weeks left of season 3. Likely have about a 3-week break, and then we'll be into season 4, which is Eden. So let's give the season the best we got. We're aiming for that 3rd place, but 3 to 5 is looking realistic. So we'll see what happens. But Enjoy, guys. Any questions about Eden, start talking about it in the Alliance chat. Start asking questions, anything you want to know. Remember that I already bought it, so it's not there, but the $10 pack of construction materials, that gives you 500,000 materials instead of 100,000 materials. That carries over season to season, so if you grab a few of those this season, they will be in your bag for next season and give you a big boost right at the beginning of the season. Because pushing loyalty as fast as possible is the #1 priority in Eden. As fast as possible. It's definitely easier being the first ones to the temple and then defending it. Planning a big attack like these guys might be doing is definitely doable. You just gotta have a real good plan and you know, have a whole bunch of troops, because with more stamina, it's just more chance to kill them. Even if you're just taking tiles, it adds up. So remember how we were saying 80 to 100 million power per castle is really recommended. Really easy to run out of troops in Eden. Because if we were to take, if let's say it's mid-season and AOD wants to take this gate, this tile battle is going to last until they attack and capture most of the MDH castles or force them to retreat from this central area inside of this ring. This tile battle is going to start at the gate and just keep on going, and all the MDH could do is drive them back to the gate, and they can start right back over as soon as they have stamina to go. So it's intense tile battles, but they last much longer, and they're at a slower pace. Like, a strong castle is not going to port right into the gate and start attacking. They can't do it. They're trapped. They can't cross the wall. They can't backtrack into here. So it's long marches. A lot longer, a little more slow paced. You can just log on, dump some stamina, log off. It's not like everyone has to be on at reset for a duel, or everyone has to be on at +8 or +16. There's going to be different things during the day, and in general, usually pair up with someone that's in an opposite time zone as you, and they can build teleport pads for you while you're asleep. You could build them for them. That way you log on, you have your teleport pad ready, you jump right to the new area to tile in or whatever objective, and just play your game for the day. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely different, but all the basics of leveling up tiles and general strategy, a lot of them work over it, but there's no alliance centers, there's no buildings, there's just fixed structures on the map that everyone's looking for. So good luck, guys.